What's up, sons? It's Blind Rod with Tech once again, and today we need to talk about Intel's deceit out at Computex 2018. In particular, their keynote speech, because the rest of the booths and stuff don't matter when you are out there talking on camera to the public about your products, as well as potential future products that you may be releasing. So stick around. Welcome back. So out at Computex 2018, there was a whole bunch of deceit surrounding, of course, the Intel keynote speech. This was due primarily to the fact that they brought out a 28-core CPU and they ran a Cinebench run on it. They failed to mention that they overclocked it. They also failed to mention that it was being custom cooled and that the motherboard was delivering over 1,000 watts of power to that CPU to maintain that clock. So a lot of stuff just slipped through the cracks, and unfortunately, because the tech press is trying to get information out faster than their competitors, a lot of people unfortunately were under the impression that Intel was releasing this chip and that it was actually going to run at 5 gigahertz on all cores. What do we actually know about this CPU though? Well, if we go look at all of the videos that were released before the keynote and after the keynote about Intel's various booths and of course the DeBauer booth, we would quickly find that that demonstration would not be under circumstances that the average computer or PC user would use. Of course, we do or should mention that the average user is probably not going to need 28 cores, much less 28 cores at 5 gigahertz, but it doesn't matter because what Intel did was just a bunch of bullshit. Looking at what is actually possible by taking a look at the demonstration at the DeBauer booth, which you can watch in the Linus Tech Tips video, we do see that they actually have it under a custom loop. And this is probably something that we could do. However, the Cinebench scores are 1,000 points lower than it was in their keynote speech. So if you bought that motherboard, spent all the money on hard to custom cooling, you're still not going to get the performance that they demonstrated out there. That is provided they don't have plans to change anything with the processor before the launch, just like hopefully we'll see from Threadripper, where AMD said that the new 32 core is at 3.4 gigahertz, but it's a work in progress. So hopefully we will see that go a little bit higher. Unfortunately for Intel, we have a whole bunch of people that are out there that are able to capture and go take a look at all of the systems for us. And Paul's Hardware was able to go to the Gigabyte booth, which you can check that video out as well, and show us the actual demonstration rig and the cooler that it was using. So if you want to see exactly what was going on with that, I would definitely recommend that. The best motherboard coverage here, as far as that I've seen on the internet so far, is going to be from Linus Tech Tips, who covers the motherboard that was running it. And that was in the video where the 28 core only scored about 6,000 points. So at this time, if you're looking for a high core count processor and you are wanting to hop into that game, well, there's not really an option at all because we're probably still a ways out from Threadripper 2. However, you're probably going to be jumping in on the AMD side because that looks to be the actual only product that will be released or slated to be released that you can use. The last piece of deceit here that we need to talk about was Intel's 28-core processor actually being a product as it is. Last year I actually had 4 of them in a server chassis and we ran Cinebench on it and scored over 9,000 points, which you can check out up here. In there I had 4 Intel Xeon Platinum 8880s. And if we are looking or comparing specs between that and what they showed out on the floor, it's very similar. So this does not look like a new product. Even though at the end of the keynote, he did say, would you guys like to see this released? Unfortunately, at this point, I think a majority of people do not want to see this released, and we want to see Intel work on something brand new. And of course, it would be nice to see more than just Zen Plus and get us some Ryzen 2. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe down below, and I'll see you next Tuesday. So thanks for sticking around if you did. The reason I did this video is because apparently the way I had ordered the topics in the previous video, which I set to private temporarily but will be back up here shortly and you can go rewatch it, made it appear that I was on, well, Intel's side through all of this. And I think there's a little bit misunderstanding here, and either people are not finishing the videos, or they're getting bored, or they're just clicking and getting pissed off by whatever the title was, correct, or the first 3 seconds. And in that video I said that I wasn't going to choose sides. I'm still not choosing sides. What I'm doing is presenting the topics as best as I can without trying to get all huffy puffy about it and just show you guys what there is. I think genuinely, I still think that even though that there's all these problems going on with Intel and the way they presented it for the keynote, that it was a cool demonstration, and I would like to see that motherboard in particular, of course, and get my hands on it to see what it does, because that's pretty incredible. That being said, I hope you guys enjoyed. I'll see you later.